In this podcast, I will be talking mainly about pickups and some concerns I have. There are many great players available for pickup in many leagues. I will try to illustrate who I think is worthy of your time. Today is March 2nd, and with the passing of the All-Star break, there are many great players available for pickup. Just look at Jeremy Lin, for example. He was available in 100% of leagues just until a few weeks ago. So remember, if you're a keen observer and pay attention and keep up with NBA transactions, you might just be able to pick up the next big thing. If you're done waiting for point guards such as Devin Harris and Raymond Felton to pick up, who are having horrible seasons, I would suggest you look into Isaiah Thomas and Jameer Nelson. Kings rookie Isaiah Thomas has been averaging 17.7 points, 6.3 assists, 4 rebounds, 2.2 3-pointers, is shooting 95% from the free throw line, and 50% in terms of field goal in the last 15 games. He's been sort of under the radar because of where he plays, and he's still available in 11% of leagues on ESPN. Lesser owned than the Kings rookie Isaiah Thomas out of Washington is Jameer Nelson, for example, who is owned at 56% on ESPN. He had a horrible start to this season, but has turned it around in the last 2 weeks of the season. In the last 7 games, Jameer Nelson is averaging 13.5 points, 6.5 assists, 5.5 rebounds, 3 3-pointers per game, and has shown real improvement in his play. Jameer can provide you with lots of threes and nightly assists, and has proven to be a constant scorer as he's scored in double digits in at least 10 of his last 12 games. Last night against the Thunder, Jameer had 15 points along with 9 assists. Another point guard that owners might be excited about is Baron Davis, backup point guard for the Knicks. As you remember, Baron Davis was supposed to be the solution at point guard for the Knicks before the discovery of Jeremy Lin. During Davis's injury, Jeremy Lin got a chance and stepped up and established himself as the starting point guard and emerging star for the Knicks. Alongside backing up Jeremy, Baron Davis in the last 7 games is averaging 8 assists and 4 points, along with 2 3-pointers per night. However, it's advised to be cautious and look to see if he can play alongside Jeremy with consistent numbers, as so far he's only had a few good games backing up Jeremy Lin. Before the season, Baron Davis has never had to play backup point guard. Prior to this season, Baron Davis has never been expected to play as a backup point guard. It's going to be interesting to see if he can adjust in his new role. In New Orleans, Jarrett Jack has finally overcome injury woes and has reclaimed the starting point guard position. It might be time to hop off the Gervais Vasquez wagon. Moving along, this year the shooting guard position has been the most rare of finds. Many shooting guards this year have been plagued with injuries, such as Eric Gordon, Manu Ginobili, and even Dwayne Wade. Eric Jordan has been pretty much shut down and is expected to not play this year at all. Also, if you remember in the beginning of the year, Brandon Roy, starting shooting guard for the Portland Trail Blazers, retired because of ongoing knee issues. Continuing along this trend, many are worried about knee issues plaguing Eric Gordon and even now Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson's tendonitis in his knee has caused recent concern for the Atlanta Hawks. The 6-time All-Star Joe Johnson will miss at least the next 2 games for the Atlanta Hawks, with no timetable for his return at the moment. On the comeback trail is Manu Ginobili, who has utilized time off during the All-Star break wisely. He has rehabbed from an oblique injury, and the 5th metatarsal break in his shooting arm has completely healed and is of no longer concern. Manu Ginobili is still a top 5 shooting guard in the league and is a vital pickup as he is available in 40% of leagues. He's expected to be back Sunday against Denver, and it's recommended that you pick him up as soon as possible. Another shooting guard worth picking up is Jordan Crawford. Starting shooting guard for the Washington Wizards, Nick Young, is day-to-day with a knee injury, and his play has significantly suffered in the last few games. In the last 15 games, however, Jordan Crawford has exploded for the Washington Wizards. Jordan Crawford in the last 15 is shooting 54% and 91% at the free throw line. He's shooting an average of 2.2 3-pointers while getting 3.6 rebounds and 3 assists. His most significant outcome, however, is the 22 points which he's averaging in the last 15, which puts him up with the elite shooting guards in the league. In terms of small forwards, there are a few options. Denver Nuggets small forward Corey Brewer, available in 84% of leagues, is averaging 15.7 points per game. However, don't expect much production in terms of other categories for him. Phoenix veteran Grant Hill, available in 85% of league, is averaging 14 points per game in the last 15. He's a great free throw shooter at 86%, gets to the line about 4 times per game, and gets 1 steal and 1 block per game, and can be a solid contributor if he continues to put up these sorts of numbers. More established and rare small forwards in the league are Ersan Ilyasova and Nicolas Batum. Ilyasova is averaging 18.5 points per game and an astounding 12.5 rebounds per game. He shoots 85% from the free throw line and is about a 50% field goal shooter. If he's available in your league still, I would recommend it highly to pick him up as soon as possible, as the depleted Milwaukee Bucks are extensively using him at the small forward and power forward position. In Portland, small forward Nicolas Batum has been promoted as the starting shooting guard in light of Wesley Matthews' recent struggles. Batum averages 1.7 blocks, which puts him in the elite in terms of blocks by a small forward shooting guard combo. He gets 1.2 steals a game, which is decent, and puts up 6.3 rebounds every game, along with his 2.2 3-pointers. He isn't the best free throw shooter at 69%, but it won't harm you too much to pick him up, as he only makes it to the line twice a game. He's averaging 17.3 points per game and is also a strong contributor in terms of blocks, steals, rebounds, and 3-pointers. Also, it should be noted that in light of the 3-guard formation that the Kings are using, Tyreke Evans now qualifies as a point guard, shooting guard, and small forward in all leagues. This gives him extra value as it provides his owners flexibility in their schedule. Transitioning along, Ersan Ilyasova of the Milwaukee Bucks can also play the power forward position, which increases his value. Other power forwards recommended to be picked up include Brandon Bass, Derek Favors, and Tristan Thompson. Brandon Bass, who's available in 68% of leagues, has been promoted as the starting center for the Boston Celtics, and he also plays vital backup minutes to Kevin Garnett at the power forward position. In light of Paul Millsap's heel injury, Derek Favors is getting vital minutes for his development. Derek Favors has put up double digits in both rebounds and points when given an opportunity to start. Or he can be a vital pickup in the short run for those that need rebounds. A power forward I'm really excited about is rookie Tristan Thompson of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Thompson in the last 15 is averaging 9 rebounds, 12 points, and 1.5 blocks, and he's still available in 95% of leagues. Mark my words, if not by the end of this year, but by the start of next year, Tristan Thompson will be a starting power forward in this league. If you need blocks, rebounds, and points, Tristan Thompson's improvement and development indicates that his strong play will continue for the rest of this season. There are no shortages of centers in the league nowadays. A great center can be the difference between a loss or a win in the blocking category, as well as rebounds. There are many centers just waiting to be picked up. With Nene's ongoing injuries, who is expected to play the rest of the year through an injury, Costa Koufos has stepped up and is available in 99% of leagues, and in 25 minutes alone, he's averaging 8 points, 4 blocks, and 11 rebounds in the last 7 games. A center I'm really excited about is Biyombo Bismack. The rookie in Charlotte is averaging 4.3 blocks in the last 15. He's also getting 8 rebounds and a mere 5.3 points with a really poor free throw percentage. However, if your team has a good free throw percentage, you can take him on just for the blocks, as he can win you the blocking category single-handedly. Bismack has finally been given the starting role, to much delight of fans. Look for his development and increase in production. Raptor center Amir Johnson has excelled in the absence of Bargnani. Johnson is available in 60% of leagues, and for the Raptors, he's averaging 8.5 points, 8 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks in the last 15. He is inconsistent on a nightly basis, but his big nights make up for his inconsistent production. In terms of elite centers on the comeback, Brook Lopez for the Nets is averaging 24.3 points in his last 7. Brook Lopez, who has just come back from a broken foot, is not averaging delightful numbers in rebounds. However, he isn't the best rebounder to begin with, but look for him to provide you in great production in terms of points and blocks. In terms of centers that you might want to think about dropping, but don't jump the gun on it, Maurice Sprites in Memphis might decline with the return of Zach Randolph, who's coming back from an MCL tear. It will take Randolph a while to get accustomed to playing with a knee brace, but he is proven to be a double-double guy. Remember, just because someone's hot right now does not mean you necessarily have to pick them up. Every team is different, and you must pick up individuals based on your needs. It's always a tough decision to drop a player for another. However, to maintain position and to constantly improve, you must look for players that are improving and producing, and drop those that aren't. There's always a battle of determining whether a player's slumping, or whether a player's just dropped out of the coach's favor, or whether a player's just getting fluky production. My recommendations are based on stats and players who I think deserve the minutes and will get the minutes and will produce for your respective teams. Feel free to leave me any YouTube comments or comments at the blog at Fantasy Value. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to leave any comments. I appreciate any feedback. And best of luck to you guys in your fantasy leagues. Also, if you get a chance, please check out my playoff preparation video. And lastly, no matter what I say, I always think that it's best if managers follow their gut and their own instincts. If you think a player is worthy of a pickup, let me know on Twitter, YouTube, or my fantasy blog. Looking forward to hearing from you guys.